sibling. It's here where Costner makes his on-screen appearance an hour into the movie as a lone gunman, Hayes Ellison. Like clockwork, the 2-hour mark reveals a third story and a third set of characters in the form of a wagon train headed for Horizon and headed up by pioneer Matthew Von Wayden.
All I'm trying to do is get as many of us as I can, as far as I can.
At this point, it starts to feel like this material was better suited for hour-long TV drama. The Siege of Horizon is a blazing sequence with all the melodrama of Titanic, and even some callbacks to its musical score, but it doesn't lay enough emotional foundation to fully click. There's a viciousness to the way Costner films the town's native attackers, who indiscriminately slaughter white children, and while he attempts to eventually provide some level of dimension to these events, the images and the Western cliches they embody are hard to shake. It's a particularly retrograde depiction, especially disappointing to see in a post-Killers of the Flower Moon world.
When this money started coming, we should have known it came with something else.
And when Costner eventually tries to subvert it, his limited dramatic framing doesn't do Horizon any favors. Rather than offering his native characters a more complex humanity, his solution is simply more screen time without the necessary nuance. This results only in more close-ups of the handful of Apache who silently, stoically disagree with Pionsene and of their peers whose bloodlust remains their primary trait. Costner maintains a wistfulness for Western expansion. The settlers of Horizon are mostly duped into buying land to which they have no legal or cultural rights, leading to the movie's bloody hostilities. Among the town's survivors are Frances Kitteridge and her daughter Elizabeth, who are rescued and looked after by kindly members of the Union Army like First Lieutenant Trent Geppard. Geppard takes over the role of hero from the traditional cowboy, albeit in the most boring possible manner. Informing the people of Horizon, and those of us in the audience, of their predicament, Geppard speaks from a modern perspective about the rights of the indigenous. That's a more respectful term today, but one that feels anachronistic coming from a Union soldier on horseback. In the process, he inadvertently helps contextualize the brewing clash with Pionsene and, as an inevitability, caused by some unseen con man rather than by racist policies and